So, out of all the languages you could have chosen to learn in high school, you chose Spanish. You could have learned French, or an Asian language, or whatever other language your school offers. But instead, you chose Spanish, the second most spoken language with almost 500 million native speakers. To make learning easier, you'll need to learn the rules of Spanish grammar and syntax, which are similar to English, but slightly different. Even though it seems intimidating, most of Spanish grammar is easy to learn at a beginner level. After taking your initial Spanish classes, everything after that is building off what you've learned. Just like English, Spanish has its verbs, nouns, adjectives, adverbs, and so on. There are three types of Spanish verbs based on how they end. These three endings are ar, and ir. These endings are infinitives, meaning that they are the general form of the verb. You need to conjugate them to show who the subject is. In general, you will be using conjugations for I, you, he or she, and they. There are a few other types of conjugations and verbs that break these rules, but this is almost all you'll need for the first couple of Spanish courses. Spanish nouns are different from English in that they have a gender suffix. In general, nouns that end with an o or an or are masculine nouns, and the words that end with an a are feminine nouns. When you describe nouns, the suffix of an adjective has to match with the noun suffix. For example, if you wanted to say a red apple, you'd say una manzana roja. But if you want to say a red car, you'd say un carro rojo. Adjectives have to be pluralized, so if you wanted to say some red apples, you would say unas manzanas rojas. Spanish syntax is similar to English, with one main exception. If you haven't noticed already, adjectives are after their respective nouns. Take azul in the phrase la camisa azul. This comes after the noun camisa, or shirt. The subject of the verb is usually said before the verb, such as yo in the sentence yo estoy en mi casa, where yo means I. You don't always need the subject. The sentence estoy en mi casa still makes sense without the yo because of the conjugation. With these basic rules, it's easy to make many useful phrases. If you want to say, hi, how are you? You'd say hola, ¿cómo estás? With estás being a conjugation for the verb estar, for you. Me llamo blank translates to my name is, and then you just put your name after llamo. If you want to know what time it is, asking ¿qué es el tiempo will help you find out. Looking at these three phrases, you can see how the rules of grammar and syntax from before are applied. So, these are all the basics you need to begin learning Spanish. Being able to speak the language will take a lot of practice. Some say 10,000 hours or more of acquisition and speaking. But don't feel daunted by how fast it sounds or how well you can speak with an accent. I can almost guarantee you that you will have a perfect accent by the end of your classes. If you want to study on your own, I would highly recommend Duolingo, since it's a free service, and Spanish Dictionary for translating. With that being said, thank you for watching, and good luck.